silence of injustice. Innocent she screams in the silence of injustice. Innocent she screams, Mommy, please don't make me go to Daddy's house. Come and get me in daylight.
Family Court of Australia needs to provide for children to represent their views in court. The court should tailor itself to the way children communicate rather than expect them to communicate in the ways of the court. So how do young children communicate? Nearly all children love to draw, paint and play. It's their instinctive way of expressing themselves. In thinking about children's communication, we need to understand that a child's brain is only partly formed, and they can only represent their experience according to their age of development. Young children have difficulty putting experience into words because they haven't mastered either complex language or abstract thought. While they're young, it's easier for them to draw or play their experience than to put it into words. So you could say that the natural language of children under 12 involves expression through drawing and movement. These are the normal everyday expressions of a little 5-year-old girl. But one day, after a court-ordered access visit, she suddenly drew this. Her mother, surprised, asked her what it was about and wrote her daughter's explanation on the sheet. She's a girl that got hurt and she has lots of bandages on. Her name is Ghana. Her arms and legs got very sore, so her mum and dad had to chop them off. All of her 4 little teeth have fallen out, so she drinks milk now. Of the jagged lines coming out of her chest, she said, "That's a twister." In the following week, she produced this picture of her mother being held in the teeth of a huge monster. "Scary monster eating someone. It's eating Mummy." The following month, after another access visit which her mother was powerless to prevent, the little girl drew a figure she named Bad A and explained, in her own words, that the crosses or scissor-like things in his hands were what he had used to molest her genitals. After these experiences, her normally serene pictures changed into more chaotic and darker expressions, as her mind attempted to make sense of what had happened to her. In another case of court-ordered access, a 9-year-old boy produced this picture in a sexual assault counselling session, with clear and specific allegations towards his father. This boy's normal drawings were like any other 9-year-old's, and the style of this picture was astonishingly out of character. The child described himself as being in a deep tunnel, alone and far away from everyone else. So further notification was made to the Child Protection Police, and yet no action was taken. Continued access was mandatory. This picture expresses the child's response. The voice bubble says, "Ha ha." Our courts need to educate themselves about the reality of art as a valid form of communication, especially with children. Research is showing that children who are invited to draw their experience first can then put it into words more clearly, especially where trauma and abuse are involved. Children who have been abused are often silenced. They fear that by speaking out their family may be torn apart or that they won't be loved anymore. So gathering information through drawing is less confronting and less traumatic. Children are drawn to the symbols that they need to communicate their feelings and memory. As art therapy experts Lowenfeld and Britton state, the child draws only what is actively in his or her mind. Therefore, the drawing gives us an excellent record of the things that are of importance to the child during the drawing process. What every child needs and is entitled to is safety, not just physical safety. The law needs to see children's distress and listen to the stories they are telling us of the violence behind closed doors.
Who'll be our voice? We need is to listen. you're thrown